Good morning and welcome to News Bites, live broadcast of news headlines and an interview on topical issues that affect our lives. My name is Oluwa Mayomiko. Let's go straight to the dailies. We're starting a little bit behind schedule. It's due to some circumstances beyond our control, but we're here, so let's go full blast. Let's go to the headlines for today, the 5th of July 2007. The Nigerian Senate has suspended the consideration and confirmation of appointments by President Muhammadu Buhari based on the comments credited to Acting President Yemi Osinbajo that the president is empowered to make some appointments without seeking legislative approval as provided in Section 171 of the Constitution, and they are asking Professor Osinbajo to withdraw the statement without further delay. The chamber is miffed over the retention of Ibrahim Magu, who is the acting chairman of the EFCC, after the rejection of his nomination. Meanwhile, the Senate has expressed its backing for the embattled lawmaker representing Kogi West, that's Senator Dino Melaye, over the ongoing move by his constituents to recall him from the National Assembly. The lawmaker said they would determine whether Melaye would be recalled by his constituents or not, and they described the ongoing process as a waste of time and public funds. How that will play out, we'll get to know in the coming days. Meanwhile, in a swift response, INEC yesterday noted that only a legitimate court order could stop the process for the recall of Dino Melaye as demanded by his Kogi West constituents, and they added that mere filing a lawsuit is not enough constitutionally to stop the recall process. Also note that the members of the House of Representatives have summoned the Minister of Works, Power and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, to explain his utterances on the 2017 budget. They said he's Members of the House of Representatives have summoned the Minister of Works, Power and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, to explain his utterances on the 2017 budget. They said his comments on the courts on the budget of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and the second Niger Bridge did not only breach the privilege of the legislators, but were also attempts to incite Nigerians against the National Assembly. Also, the deputy chairman of the APC in Enugu State, Adolphus Ude, was yesterday expelled from the party after leading a faction of the state working committee to announce the suspension of the chairman, Ben Nwoye. Former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, and former President Olusegun Obasanjo have warned Nigerians to avoid the repeat of the 1966 coup and the tragedies that followed. In an attempt to clear his name in the property ownership controversy, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, says his family invested in property in Dubai, that's in the United Arab Emirates, in 2013, long before his appointment. A former minister of the FCT, Mr. Bala Mohammed, has asked the High Court in Gudu, Abuja, to grant him entry into his house in Abuja, which has since May 2016 been sealed off by the EFCC, so he could pick his and his family's personal belongings, which include 35 pieces of Babariga, that's kaftan, 15 bottles of perfume, 50 sets of leather handbags, 65 pairs of shoes, over 35 boxes of clothes, bed sheets, kitchen utensils, and a BMW car. Thursday has been fixed for the hearing. A federal high court in Abuja has struck out the terrorism charges instituted against the former leader of the Senate, Senator Ali Ndume, in 2011. Justice Gabriel Kolawole, in his judgment, upheld Ndume's no-case submission on the grounds that the prosecution was unable to establish any prima facie case against him. He struck out the case and discharged the defendant, then ordered that the standard and diplomatic passports seized from Ndume be released to him immediately. EFCC has arrested a wanted former governor of Jigawa State, that's Saminu Turaki, who has evaded arrest for some time now at a public presentation of a book in Abuja. Turaki is standing trial for allegedly stealing 36 billion naira when he was governor of the state from 1999 to 2007. Kano NDLEA assists not less than 39 kilograms of assorted drugs in the last 1 year, including cannabis, cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and ephedrine. Over 768 suspects were arrested, out of which 505 suspects were cancelled, 68 rehabilitated, while 240 convictions was recorded. The Nasarawa State Command of the agency also arrested 42 persons for allegedly trafficking narcotics in the state. Meanwhile, NDLEA is lamenting that the Boko Haram insurgency has led to an explosion in drug abuse in Borno State. You also should know that suspected members of Badoo cults moved from the Ikorodu base on Tuesday, attacking 2 churches in Owodi Oniri. And in the course of that attack, 2 babies and a woman were killed in that attack. 3 persons, including 10-year-old boy, have died in mysterious circumstances on the premises of a church owned by a popular preacher, Prophet Jeremiah Fufeyin, who is also called Wari TB Joshua, in Efuru, Delta State. The late boy had earlier been declared missing on Friday by his family members after he had gone to see his mother, who was partaking in the church program. Sadly, he was later seen floating in one of the pits in the church premises. The parish priest in charge of St. Mary's Catholic Church, Eziama Osuama, that's in Imo State, Reverend Father Christian Amusu, has been arrested by the police for allegedly shooting his assistant, Reverend Precious, on June 23rd after a prolonged argument and weeks of acrimony between the 2 priests. On a sad note again, the corpse of Oluwafemi Shonibare, a 400-level student of microbiology department of the Osun State University, who went missing 9 days ago, has been found inside a bush near the house of a 19-year-old Alfa. The name of the Alfa is Sakariyao Abdurrafiu, who along with his accomplices have confessed to the killing of other students who have gone missing recently but later found dead. Sad, sad, sad. Anyway, angered by the incessant missing of students in the vicinity, some of the residents set the Alfa's house on fire and vandalized a mosque opposite the house. A suspect identified as Oku Ekanem has been arrested in Bayelsa State for allegedly defiling a 15-month-old baby. 15-month-old baby. The suspect, who was said to be a lover to the mother of the child, Blessing Joshua, was allegedly caught in the act by the mother herself, the 40-year-old mother. Anyway, the FCT administration yesterday reopened the Yaya temporary bus terminal, which was closed in April 2014 following the multiple bomb blasts that happened there. The federal government said it will announce a new policy on community policing to address kidnapping, robbery, and other violent crimes across the country. The policy would involve retired IGs of police whose experience and expertise would be exploited to address the security challenges in the country. That's a good one. Oyo State Governor Abiola Ajimobi has sacked the Commissioner for Special Duties, Mr. Mudashir Abdugani, appointed June last year, sparking fears of a shake-up in the State Executive Council. National Association of the Nigerian Traditional Medicine Practitioners has said its members can cure President Muhammadu Buhari of any ailment he's battling with if consulted. That's a very interesting one. Meanwhile, cardiologists are concerned at the rate at which Nigerians are dropping dead in their prime as a result of heart-related problems, noting that the problem is rampant among the youths in their 30s. Luth Idiaraba, Lagos, has distanced itself from a fake recruitment platform pretending to be recruiting doctors for the institution, so be aware, don't get scammed. Lagos State has presented long service merit awards to 867 public servants as part of activities marking this year's Public Service Week. And Anambra State Governor Wile Obiano has given 1 million naira each to the 5 wives of policemen and officers of the DSS who lost their lives during the course of their duties in the state. That's good. Haruna Vatsa, that's the DG protocol to Niger State Governor, and the first son of the late Major General Maman Vatsa. You need to Google the name, and his name is important in the history of military rule in Nigeria. So the son, Haruna Vatsa, died yesterday after a brief illness. He died in Kaduna yesterday. Sorry about that. May his soul rest in peace. Meanwhile, the federal government said it has borrowed 3.57 trillion naira between June 2015 and March 2017 to finance budget deficits. That's in the space of 2 years. Domestic borrowing was not tied to any specific project, but warehoused in the Consolidated Revenue Fund account with the Central Bank of Nigeria for funding budget deficit. However, the foreign loans were tied to specific projects. Explaining how that money has been deployed in the last 2 years. The federal government has provided 40 billion naira to settle reconciled outstanding electricity bills of its ministries and agencies as part of strategy to revamp the power sector. You'll be amazed that you go to some ministries and they are in total darkness, blackout for days. I think this is a good step. One, it would ensure that light is restored to these ministries and they can actually operate. And then, of course, it funds the energy sector such that they have money to do a lot more. And then, of course, even the federal government is saying that 10 billion had been earmarked for the construction of a 3,050 megawatt Mambila hydropower project, and also 10 billion naira, another 10 billion naira put aside for the completion of power evacuation facility for a 400 megawatt Kashimbila hydropower plant. Meanwhile, the deputy governor of the CBN, Joseph Nana, has emerged as the new chairman of Etisalat Nigeria and will henceforth lead the company's new board of directors. The CBN and the NCC, that's Nigerian Communications Commission, took this decision of this new appointment after several weeks of meeting in order to save the telecommunications firm from closing shop. Etisalat has been going through some crisis in recent times, and instead of shutting down, it's good that this intervention comes so that at least Nigerians would have jobs, and then companies can grow and be rescued in times of crisis like this. All right, that's the headlines that we have for today. So let's go to our topic of discussion for today. The security situation in Ikorodu axis of Lagos State in recent months has worsened, making mockery of the efforts of the state government and the Nigerian police force. In the last 1 week, however, the security forces, with the cooperation of local vigilantes, have made some arrests. The police yesterday released a statement advising residents of Ikorodu to ensure they carry along with them always valid identification as the police go all out to quell the Badoo cultists and other criminals who have made Ikorodu their haven for some time now. We are now being joined by a resident of the area. Her name is Shola Fetuga. We have tried earlier also to get the Commissioner of Police. We'll try his line too. If he comes on, we'll put him on. We called and calls to his phones were not answered, although we have sent text earlier to the 2 lines he has. I want to believe that maybe he's been busy, but we'll try his line again. But for now, let's try and connect Shola Fetuga, who is a resident of Ikorodu, to give us an insight into life and living in Ikorodu, Lagos State, in the face of current challenges. We're connecting with a resident of Ikorodu at this moment. Let's see. While we wait for her to connect, let's quickly look at events and happenings today in history to save our time, and then we connect back to the resident, to the Ikorodu resident. Today in history, July 5, in 1975, Cape Verde gained independence from Portugal. Okay, we're being joined by Shola Fetuga now. Good morning, Shola.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, you're welcome to News Bites and you are live. So let's go to life and living in Ikorodu. Tell us, how is life there?
A lot of things. Crime. Number one, let me go to this splitting of a family. Initially, when I came to Ikorodu, we had about a family, the whole family in a house. In the morning, they were no more. It was later that we discovered that some people would just go through the window, they would flee, and everybody would just pass away.
No, sorry, please. So we need to understand what you mean by they are no more. What?
They were dead.
Okay, how did they die?
Everybody in the building.
How did they die, please?
You said?
How did they die? We are interested.
I think they flicked them through their window. Well, at times they do tell us that is the smoke from the generator. But later on, we discovered that it's people that are killing them. You know, they flick every one of them in the room in the night. So in the next morning, you just find out that everybody were dead. Even some people we discover about 3 days after.
Wow.
That nobody, you know. Then that one is there. The other one, the secret court. In fact, those ones, they were just killing each other. They were terrible. Even people were migrating from from Ikorodu now to less available places.
Wow. You mean as we speak?
You said?
You mean right now people are moving out of Ikorodu? From Ijeda.
Those secret court, those areas, all those secret courts.
Okay, the attacks, are they between rival cults or are they attacking innocent residents?
It's rival courts. Those ones are between individuals, as in the people that are in the court. The opposite courts.
Okay. Okay, we heard of the Badoo cults. Is it that those that the Badoo cults attack are members of a rival gang?
No, those Badoo cults, they are ritualists. Those, they operate on their own. Initially, they operated at what did they call it? At I've forgotten the place around this our area here. Before they moved to, you know, those ones are moving around. They kill anybody that they see. They don't attack only one person in the house. They attack the whole people in the house. I think they don't go to where only one person is living. They need like futures, you know, pregnant women, all those children, husbands. They will rape them, all those ones.
Oh, so okay, so the Badoo cults, they attack for ritual purposes. Is that what you are implying?
Yeah. Because what we had before killing, I think what I had, because I had to investigate that what happened. How are they killing people that the other ones will not know that they are killing somebody beside you? Somebody now told me that they will flick them, so they will go unconscious, so you understand. By the time they rape the wife, they cut, if the wife is a pregnant woman, they will dissect the woman, they will remove the fetus, you know. The children, they will cut their private part. The woman, they will cut her private part. The husband, they will kill, they will break their head, all those stuff.
Wow. And this has been going on for some months now, right?
Very long, about more than 6 months now. But the thing is now rampant now because we're hearing that it's not only one person. As in, initially they were feeling it was only one person, but now I think there were many. Okay,
how can you rate the effort of the police in the last 6 months to quell this?
Actually, initially, I think, you know, because it was not rampant like this period. You know, those policemen, they were just, anybody that they see, maybe you are putting on tattoo.
Okay.
You know, they will stop a bus on the road, they will tell everybody to calm down, you know, they will check their body if you have tattoos, as in they are suspecting.
Okay.
But then, I think that one now went on, that one, they forgot about that one. But later on now, after the death of a woman at Ogijo there, that they killed with her son, you know, people were protesting. I think those police people, they went out, although they pick some people that are innocent, you know, but they are roughly dressed, you understand?
Okay.
But, you know, they were trying their best according to what I had now.
Okay.
Because about 3 days ago or 4 days ago, I saw a lot of police cars, even the Black Marias, all those things. They were moving along our road here because I live on the road here. So I saw them. A lot of people. I think they went to raid people outside. This thing, they went to everywhere. They went to Berigbe, they went to Ijede, they went to Ikorodu, but they didn't raid my area here.
Okay. So, well, that's good to know because we are aware that the police made arrest over the weekend. They arrested over 100 suspected cultists. And as we
even one of my apprentices said our cousin is among those who they arrested, but he was not dressing fine. You understand?
Okay.
Maybe he has this dread and put on this all this the release shoe. You understand now? That's
the release shoe. All right. Okay. We're aware that as at yesterday, the police released a statement saying that, okay, if you must move about in Ikorodu, please carry a valid form of identification, because we can guess that the police would swing into action arresting people. And of course, in order for them not to arrest innocent people, they're saying carry about your...
they started doing that.
Okay.
They started doing that because I had a lot of people that the innocent one, but I know among those people there will be some of those people there, but just to identify them. But ordinarily, people that are learning, I mean, that are professionals, you do not government workers, I mean, those like tailors, those organizers, they've been telling them that they should join a group, association, let me call it association, so that they will have valid distance, so that they can move around with it.
That's true. That's true. Okay, now please, sorry for dragging you on, but we need to understand how residents are living. What's the atmosphere like for you, residents?
Very tense, because everybody wants to keep Badoo now. If they hear Badoo, even if you are not Badoo, they will just kill the person. Everybody wants to keep Badoo now. But now, like I wear, every window was locked before going to bed. All the doors, imagine me locking the gate, locking the sitting room, then locking the door, I mean my room's door. Everybody is locking everything. Thank God that the atmosphere is very cold now. So that's just it. Locking everywhere available, anything available to lock, you just lock yourself in. And by the time, even if a friend call you, that okay, you should come and sing. You tell the people around that, like me, I tell my people around that I want to go to so swear. This is somebody that I want to go and meet. So please, when I get there, just start calling me so that the person will be aware that I'm there. I mean, somebody knows that I came
you are
to
there. You are there. How about when, well, I know there is no curfew imposed, but are there self-imposed curfew, like when you must go out in the morning, when you must come back? I mean, personally now, do people feel like, oh, I mustn't stay out this late, and if I go out, these are the things that happen?
Yes. Even those vigilante, we have vigilante around our area now, so you must not move anytime from after 10. Even if you move, they will ask you where are you going. They will see you through. I mean, they will escort you to wherever you are going. Even my mother called me about 3 days ago that, Shola, please, so don't go to party. Oh, there is no party going during this area.
In fact, I actually wanted to.
You must come back by 6 o'clock. Oh, so you know everybody is conscious of security now.
Okay, that takes me to a very social issue. We all know that Ijebu people, and we know that Ikorodu is part of it, but you know, there are parties a lot. The Ikorodu I know is always very bustling, especially at weekends. How has that been in the last few weeks? Are the parties still holding? Are people still going about having a good and merry time? Joints, for instance, viewing centers, joints, are those activities still on?
People are still doing it. It's not like as it was before. People were still partying, but it was not as it was before. Even it's not only Badoo that is often in Ikorodu. There is this ritualist people, those, I don't know, that do use girls, you know. They will take them as those wrong girls, take them at the end of the day, you now find their corpse everywhere.
Wow.
So, you know, a lot.
Okay, we
so
can.
Everybody is being conscious. Even if you see a drop outside, for you to enter the drop self, you look at yourself twice.
Okay. Do you people feel safe to go in public transport?
Yes, because even though there are some private cars now,
okay.
You know, people does not even enter them now because even if you enter them, at the end of the day, police people now stop them. They saw gun at the back of the distance. How will you explain yourself that you entered? You don't understand. So people are so conscious of they are going out now as in moving even those cars now.
We had, let me ask this before I let you go. Yesterday again, Badoo called, had attacked a church or even two churches at Owode Oniri, and people are already raising concerns that okay, it seems as if they are moving away from Ikorodu now, and probably yes. What would you say?
It could be, because the reason I said it is that, you know, after the killing of that woman at Ogijo there with the son, because that killing was so pathetic, because the woman was really trying to make ends meal for her and the son, you know, and everybody knows that she was roasting a corn. So after killing the woman, people from Ogijo, they got up, they went to the king, you know, they had to do the oros, you know, they might be moving out from Ikorodu now, which is very possible.
All right, thank you so much, Shola Fetuga, for granting us this interview and describing to us in vivid terms what life has been at Ikorodu for residents. Well, there you have it. It's a very, very, you need to probably be in such a situation to appreciate what it is to live in fear, and you're tense, you know, you can't trust anyone, you can't go out freely. When you go out, you are suspicious of everyone, and even some innocent people would be caught in this crossfire. But we just pray that the Lord would grant would back the efforts of the security agencies and even the Lagos state government, so that at least they can quell this once and for all. And not forgetting the students of the school at Igbonla, that is 41 days they are not back to their parents. It's painful, but we can only pray that in this effort also those children would be rescued and Ikorodu will be rid of all those criminal elements. That's it for today on News Bites Live. Know that News Bites is on Facebook, is on Twitter, is on the web, and of course please tell someone to like our page and join us tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. You can get your stories, breaking news to us via WhatsApp or Telegram, or by email to newsbitesnow@gmail.com. The number is 0803 244 1447. 0803 244 1447. That's how we wrap it up today. We'll still try to get the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Fatai Owosheni, and see to bring him up maybe anytime from tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Oluwa Mayomiku. Have a pleasant day.